Alright guys, it's only been a few days since the last update, but the transfer rumours are flying around the Championship right now. We're back with another instalment of the Championship Transfer Rumour Roundup. Thank you very much for all your support on the last edition. As always, 350 likes on today's video would be massively appreciated. Do get all your thoughts on the transfer speculation down below. But without any further ado, let's jump in. We'll start out with some managerial news because as of recording, it does seem as if Luke Williams will be the next Swansea City boss. A really exciting capture, this one, from the Swans. Obviously, he's done a terrific job with Notts County, got them playing some brilliant football, a promotion last season, and now looking good in League Two as well. Thinking of the Swansea DNA and how previous managers have got them playing, it does feel like Williams is probably a better fit to that club than someone like Duff was in the summer. As of recording, this one's not quite gone through, but looks more than likely that it will be happening. I'm sure will have developed by the time you guys are watching this video. Some done deals to talk over as well. Jeremy Sarmiento has completed his loan deal to Ipswich for the remainder of the season. He's moving from Brighton to Ipswich on loan. He did spend the first half of the season on loan with West Brom. The Baggies not quite been able to tap into Sarmiento's full potential. Wasn't the best of fits into that squad maybe. But I'm interested to see what Kieran McKenna can get out of him. Does add another exciting attacking option there. And we also saw Bristol City capturing Irish youngster Adam Murphy. Him signing on a 3.5-year deal with a 12-month option. Plenty of young exciting talents coming out of the Irish League right now. The 18-year-olds want to keep you around for the future. But those are a couple of the done deals that have gone through over these past few days. Now without any further ado, let's jump into the rumours. We'll start out with one of the big deals, and that's Azaz moving over to Middlesbrough. The Aston Villa midfielder has spent the first half of the campaign on loan with Plymouth, where he's done really well for himself, especially had been coming into form over these past couple of months. But 7 goals, 5 assists in the first half of the season while out on loan with Plymouth, and now Middlesbrough have struck an agreement with Aston Villa for around about £2 million, which for a 23-year-old with that much ability and then also the potential going forward, I think is a really decent deal there for Borough. It does leave Plymouth in a bit of a tricky spot, losing a player with Azaz's quality, but we all knew that given their injury record of late, Borough would be looking to significantly boost up their squad in January, and this deal will go a long way in doing that. Luke Ayling is another one to keep your eye on between now and the end of the window. The Leeds United man has been linked with a move to Middlesbrough. Obviously brings a lot of experience, but has been in that Leeds squad so far this season. He's had 8 starts and then 6 appearances from the bench up until this point in the Championship. He is out of contract with Leeds at the end of the season, and so they will have a decision to make on him sooner rather than later. Hearts forward Lawrence Shankland is in high demand right now, with plenty of English clubs being linked with the forward. Already seen the likes of Middlesbrough, Everton, Sheffield United, Palace, Southampton, Celtic and Hull City being linked with the forward. We did speak about Shankland quite a bit throughout the summer. There was quite a bit of Championship interest from a few different clubs. In the end, a deal didn't materialise, but he's been in prolific form in the first half of this season, already with 18 goals across all competitions, and understandably is going to be the subject of a lot of interest in January. Now, his contract with Hearts does run until 2025, so it'll be interesting to see if they decide to go ahead and cash it on him in the January window, or they do hold out until next summer. But I wouldn't be surprised if a few bids do fly in over these next few weeks to test the waters there. Bolton forward Dion Charles is being linked around the Championship at the moment. I've seen both Swansea and Hull being mentioned. For Hull, I think they will be looking to strengthen other positions before they're going anywhere near a striker. For Swansea, though, it will be an interesting option. My only reservation with Charles is he's part of a Bolton squad at the moment that are pushing for promotion from League One. Bolton clearly value him very highly. He's got 13 goals so far this season, so you'd imagine the Championship club might have to pay over the odds to get him out of Bolton at this stage of this season, and in doing so I would probably have a couple of reservations. Yes, his scoring record at League One level is very good, but he is 28 years old and has never played above League One level in his career, so those sorts of things need to be taken into consideration when thinking about a potential price tag. It is an interesting transfer link nonetheless, and I'd be interested to see some developments on that one over the next few days. Looks like Leicester are prepared to lose Daniel Everson in January. Hasn't got much of a look in with the Foxes this season, and I think a move would be the best thing for his career right now. Already a bit since Stoke as one of the clubs mentioned in for a potential loan deal. I mean, Stoke do love a loan deal for a goalkeeper, don't they? But I mean, Danielerson, myself speaking as a Preston fan, one of the best goalkeepers, I thought, during his spell in the Championship with North End. Certainly from a shot-stopping point of view, he's far too good to be wasting away behind the scenes at Leicester. There are a few drawbacks in his overall game, distribution probably being one of them, although I did think he improved on that side of things throughout his time on loan with Preston. But from a shot-stopping perspective, I do think he'd be one of the best goalkeepers in the Championship playing right now. So whoever manages to land a deal for him, I think he's getting a cracking deal there. Once again, we've seen the Jack Clarke to Burnley rumours resurface. The Clarks were chasing Clarke's signature for a lot of the summer transfer window. In the end, it didn't materialise despite having a few bids knocked back. Sunderland stood firm in their valuation of the player. I think rightly so in the end. Clarke's been absolutely crucial to the Black Cats so far this season with 12 goals and 2 assists. And if they are going to get over the line once again and into the top 6, keeping Clarke will be absolutely pivotal in that. Having said that, every player does have his price, and it will be interesting to see if Burnley do come back in with an official bid. Does feel though from Burnley's perspective that someone like Clarke isn't the sort of player they're most in need of right now, and you would imagine they prioritise strengthening a few more areas before they go back in for Clarke. Maybe this one is just a little bit of paper talk, but we'll see over these next few days if we get any more developments on that front. A number of Championship clubs are said to be keeping tabs on Newcastle midfielder Isaac Hayden. He has spent the first half of the campaign out on loan in Belgium, but seems like another loan deal back to the EFL could be on the cards for the second half of the season. Now, on his day, Hayden, decent midfield option, but he has been plagued by injuries over these last few years. His loan spell last season with Norwich was largely interrupted with that knee injury, I think it was. And generally speaking, over these last 3 or so years, he's really not played much football. Having said that, plenty of Championship clubs are currently showing an interest. I've seen the likes of Blackburn, Plymouth, Sheffield Wednesday and my side North End all being mentioned in the conversation for him. Crysencio Summerville is reportedly wanted by Newcastle United. Now, no surprise to see a few Premier League sides sniffing around Summerville. They were doing so in the summer. Leeds did well to keep hold of him, and up until this point, he has been one of the outstanding players, not just at Leeds, but in the Championship in general. Now, from a Leeds perspective, it looks like they are set on keeping him for January, and I'd be amazed if any bids were entertained unless they were absolutely gigantic, which, given the position Newcastle seem to be in terms of FFP, I can't imagine they'd be willing to spend that much on Summerville when they've got other positions to plug first. For me, I think the real test for Leeds will be to keep hold of players like Summerville going into the summer if they aren't promoted this season. That will be the real test for them. For the time being though, you'd imagine it would take a ridiculous bid to even see Leeds contemplating selling him at this stage. The deal for Jordan James to Atalanta appears to be getting closer, as the midfielder has now agreed personal terms with the Italian club. Currently being reported that the deal is worth around €5 million, which I still think Blues could have maybe got a little bit more than that. But it does seem as if, as of recording, the final agreements are being sounded out between the two clubs. Cardiff have received a boost in pursuit of Bournemouth forward Kiefer Moore, as it does seem as if the Cherries are happy to let him go in the January window. Now, along with Cardiff, Middlesbrough have also been mentioned with the Bournemouth forward potentially eyeing a loan deal, but it does seem as if Cardiff are the frontrunners at this stage. There was a bit of speculation in December that Brahim Diaz could be making his return to the Championship after he's not had the smoothest of starts to life in La Liga with Villarreal. Well, he does seem to be making his return to England, but it won't be to the Championship. Instead, he looks set to join Sheffield United on loan for the remainder of the season. So any Championship clubs that were previously being linked with Brahim Diaz can chalk that one off for the time being. There are plenty of Championship clubs in for a forward in the January window, and Tottenham forward Jude Bell could be made available for a loan deal, with plenty of Championship and League One clubs reportedly eyeing the Spurs youngster. Very exciting prospect. He was previously at the Chelsea Academy but got picked up by Tottenham in the summer. For their under-21s this season, he's got 7 goals and 4 assists in the Premier League too. Conor ONeill looks to be on his way to Blackburn Rovers. Appears as if this will be Blackburn's first deal of the January window. The Crewe defender has impressed in League 2 this season. Yes, it is quite the step up from League 2 to the Championship, but this generally fits into Blackburn's recruitment strategy, looking to pick up these younger players and continue to develop them. Done well over these last couple of seasons, and Blackburn are clearly looking to tap into that potential. Well guys, that will wrap it up for today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you did go on to enjoy, make sure to leave a like and do get all your thoughts on all the transfer speculation going around in the Championship in the comments down below. Other than that though guys, thank you very much for tuning in and I'll see you all in the next one.